The youth are done, the Masters have just walked off the beach, and it is Aussies Eve for all of our Opens competitors on a jam-packed afternoon for Afternoons at Aussies. Welcome back to our Aussies show that we are going to be bringing you each afternoon across the course of the week. My name is Sam Jordan, and I have the honour, and I do say honour, of sitting alongside, well, firstly, one of the most versatile figures in all of surf sports, and now Hall of Fame inductee as well, Jenny Parry. Jen, hello, welcome to the show.
Oh, great to be here, thank you.
And sitting alongside Jen is the CEO of Surf Life Saving, and by that I mean the Chief Energy Officer. It is the man himself, Harold Marshall. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Pleasure to be here, and Masters Day was absolutely epic. 2 days of swell, what more could you want?
Hey, and how exciting is this as well? Afternoons at Aussies is our new daily show. It's great to have you guys on already in the week.
Excited. On the beach earlier this morning, Interstate was on, but I had the privilege of the Legends Masters were announced this morning. We had 2 more inductees. Bronwyn Kemp from the Grange, beautiful lady, so many medals, world titles, Australian medals. Beachy, absolute legend of a flagger. And then from your minor, Kerry Armstrong-Smith, the lady of Champion Lifesaver, also inducted as a Masters legend.
2 incredible members of our movement as well, so great to see them recognised already in the program. And Masters is certainly part of the theme of the day as well. It was day 2 of the Masters competition. Coming up on Afternoons at Aussies today, we will be talking about the veterans of the sport who were in action. It was so great to see all of the Masters competitors out and going around the Cairns as well. And then we are going to be speaking about the Opens competition getting underway tomorrow, because there has been, well, you call it breaking news, I would guess. Breaking news this afternoon about changes to the schedule. We will be bringing you those changes and chatting to the great John Brennan about what it means for you tomorrow as well. We have the Coolangatta Gold dates on the show today as well for 2026. We can't wait to announce those a little bit later, as well as talk about the conditions, which is what it feels like everybody has been doing so far over the course of the last 2 days. But Jen, let's start with the Masters as well, because there was more than 1,700 Masters competitors entered over the past 2 days. It was great to see such a good celebration of the sport as well.
It's absolutely a celebration, and I love that Aussies feels like a reunion. Every time you come here, you walk along the beach. I think I bumped into so many people just getting here this afternoon. A lot of them were Masters fresh out of the water, telling war stories, telling me about the set that they took, or maybe they tried to pull off the back and were unsuccessful. But so many great results, and I love scrolling through social media at the end of each day. Just every single tent has so many stories, so many incredible people running around, and it's not just about the gold medals, it's the fourths, the semi-finals, they made it through, or they got to do a team that they hadn't done before because they've made it to a new age group. And I think that celebratory feeling is just going to drive us all the way through to Sunday.
I just had a Masters competitor tell me that they went first in one of their team events today. They led the team around the Cairns, and then their next 2 members got smashed by a wave, which they described that as being better than winning an Aussie title. And that certainly is the feeling of Masters and the atmosphere as well, isn't it, Harold? Just getting in the water, having a crack and getting involved.
And the amazing thing is, a lot of these competitors out there were on the beach as coaches, parents, supporters for the whole weekend. Then to back up for the 2 days of the swell was truly amazing. Again, this morning, speaking to a few of the competitors coming in after their warm-ups, I was like, geez, that looks like good fun. And it was like 50-50. Yeah, it was fun, but it was also quite hairy out there, but they did the best. So good.
Yeah, it was absolutely unreal, getting on the line and having a go as well, which there's many notable names, there's many familiar faces out in the water as well. We actually had the chance to catch up with one of them yesterday down on the beach as well. It was 2004 Olympic medalist Brooke Hanson, who is competing at Aussies. Let's have a little chat to Brooke and see what she thought about stepping on the line once again.
Well, congratulations. Your family is obviously very synonymous with surf, and you've probably got a few of those medals. How do you feel for this one?
I am absolutely pumped today. This is my first ever individual gold medal at Surf Life Saving Aussies, and I've been doing it since a little nipper at the age of 5 to come the whole way through. I tell you what, Elise, it's better than Olympic gold. I'm like, yes, I'm a mum now. I've had 4 kids, and I'm just doing it to inspire other women that we can just continue to have a go no matter what age we are.
And your kids are coming through the ranks obviously now, and surf's all about community and giving back and volunteering. Obviously, the physical achievement of winning that medal is great, but obviously the surf and the camaraderie you have as well is brilliant.
Without doubt, I'm raising fourth generation surf lifesavers. My grandfather was part of the 1956 Olympic team where it was a demonstration sport. So I just keep saying to my kids, imagine, just see the Olympic Games being in 2032. We've got to get surf lifesaving there because it is about community. I was on patrol at Currumbin on Saturday afternoon and now I've won an Aussie gold in the Masters and that's what it's all about. Yeah, you can win the medals, but it's about patrol, community, giving back and just being part of just this incredible community that saves lives, learns surf life-saving skills that you can use in any areas of your life. And I think the biggest lesson that I've learnt is leadership. And it doesn't matter if you've won Olympic medals, you're just treated the same. It doesn't matter what you do for a craft. Everyone's just, it grounds me and it makes me a better me, makes me a better wife, a better mum, a better friend and a better community leader. So I'm on a high today and I'm just stoked. So yeah, to all the mums out there and all the women, just get in there and have a go and yeah, don't worry about anything else. Sometimes you've got to put that self-love and self-care first and that's what I've done today, so woohoo!
So yesterday was the individuals, today it was all about the teams as well, and that seems to be the one, like the youth actually, we were saying in commentary over the weekend as well, that everyone looks forward to is linking up with your mates and getting to have a race.
Absolutely. I think that's what the nippers were saying. You know, we love the individuals, but we're all about the teams, and that just keeps on building with the Masters as well. Lots of sums being done about what age groups are allowed to be in. And Harold's too young. We need someone older, but Sam's here, and we're going to do the strategy. And I love that competitive vibe goes the whole way through. But everyone celebrating together on the beach afterwards is always fantastic. And I feel I need to do a special shout out as well. You might have seen on the SLSA Instagram page, there's an incredible competitor from North Bondi. His name's Barry Shields. He's competing in his 60th Australian Championships.
That is
this
unbelievable.
Year. He's 80. He's here at his 60th Aussies, and they did like a throwback photo of him back in the day. Strong Magnum PI vibes, an absolute star.
The moustache is unbelievable. I did see it had a lot of
Yes.
Tom Selleck about it, didn't it?
But it was just wonderful to see that, you know, he's been here for 60 years. I can't even imagine how much change he's seen in that time, but to still be part of such an incredible community, to be part of our village, it was just wonderful to see.
Yeah, that's right. There was actually a Magnum PI episode where he learned to paddle the surf ski, I'll have you know as well.
I've
This
seen
is a little bit of surf ski knowledge here, so it actually was giving off a little bit of that as well. Yeah, that is extraordinary to hear that. And there's been so many stories like that across the beach as well. One that did stand out to me, 89-year-old Barry Miley competing for North Burleigh Surf Life Saving Club in the double ski today. Now, I'd seen the interviews in the lead up to this, and he was talking about just how much he wanted to get around the Cairns. He had the chance to do so alongside two-time world Ironman champion Nath Myers, and we actually did have a little bit of a chat to them after they finished their race this morning.
Nathan, BJ, tell us about that race.
Well, it's the story of the carnival, I'd say.
I had to listen to what he was telling me because he's the gun.
Yeah.
Because some of those sets we went through, shit, they were fucking bleeding out there.
Well, you listen, that's a first.
Well, a bit of panic in the voice, wasn't it?
No, it was just stern warnings. Stern warnings. But we were eyeballing the other North Burleigh team. And
How'd they go anyway?
I think they might have just got a smidgen. But tell you what, we had them.
Are we in the final?
I don't know. Are we in the final? Do you get a decal anymore?
Who cares?
Who cares? That was our
That
final.
was run.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been training together for today?
Oh, 20, 30 years. No. Did it look like that?
Yeah.
We did about 6 weeks, once a week.
When he decided to come on board, I was looking for a paddling partner and no one would join me in my 75 plus group, so we had to join a 50 plus group. We gave him about 30 years.
I think it's closer to 40. But no, good training sessions followed by a nice cold ale afterwards. And that's the secret to our success.
Of course.
And BJ, what was the motivation for you to be racing with Nathan today?
Motivation? I was just hoping he was going to come along and just... No, there was no motivation. Just with the surf club, you get mates and we'll just come and do it together.
That's it. That's exactly it. And that's what the surf clubs are all about, getting people together, and that's what we did.
Right, yeah, sure.
Teamed up and had a great race.
And how long have you been racing at the Aussies for?
For me,
Yeah, you?
Well, I'm 89. I've got no idea. I was in surf boats for 40 years.
There's too much maths involved in that question. Next question.
Are you competing in any other events today?
I've competed yesterday.
How'd you go yesterday?
Will did well under the circumstances.
Under the sea.
Got out round the cans.
Went round the pier.
Yeah.
I got caught in by the rubber ducky because I got white there.
Beat everyone else. And Nathan, to see someone like Nathan must be pretty inspiring to see him still racing at
It's absolutely inspirational. Honestly, I cannot begin to tell you how amazing BJ is at 89 years of age. If I'm even close to doing that at that age, I'll be stoked. So, absolute credit to him. So proud to be a part of it. Really good. Awesome feeling.
And that race, just then racing together, that's topics of Masters about, right?
Yeah, that's it. And they say you're only as good as your last race. And that's a pretty good race.
We're good, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Never say never. Pretty dynamic team for next year, I'd say.
Ooh, looking forward.
Big claims. Big claims. A lot of training between now and
This
then.
is my last year, mate.
There's no such thing as a last year, mate. We just keep charging ahead.
And that is Aussies done for our Masters for 2026. But things are only just getting started here at North Kira Beach as well. As you can see behind us, there's plenty of athletes warming up ahead of open competition beginning tomorrow. And there has been some changes to the schedule for day one as well. And to bring us all the details on that, it's great to have a guest on the show this afternoon, being competition chair of the Aussies, John Brennan.
Thank you, Sam.
JB, great to have you on.
No, thank you.
Let's talk about those changes as well, because there's been some pretty substantial amendments to the program for tomorrow.
Yeah. So the changes we're going to see, we're going to bring forward more of the board races and swims, and move the skis back, and including the skis, the ski relay and the irons for the opens and 19s. They got to see. So look, yeah, just flipping it, bring it forward, bringing some back, and so we've got a program. We've been monitoring it for days, and good news is early news.
And JB, probably most exciting is that we are racing, even if it does mean changes to the program. These are the decisions we make day by day to make sure everyone gets to race safely, but it makes it a really big day for the board paddlers and the swimmers.
Oh, look, it will. And look, I mean, some of them have been trained, 40-odd weeks, so they're accustomed to it. It's the Australian titles. It's the pinnacle. Over 7,000 athletes, 550 events. They know there's going to be little tweaks. And look, and the swimmer, there'll be medals on the line tomorrow afternoon. We'll sit here tomorrow afternoon. There'll be national champions crowned in board relays, surf teams across a number of ages and categories. And the best thing is we've got 5 days to do it in, so that's probably the room that we've got to play with.
Yeah, let's have a chat about why the changes are being made as well. So what are you seeing on the forecast for the conditions that's pushed you into this? And I guess there's the details as well of courses. Are we expecting gutter races tomorrow at this stage? I guess it's all going to be depending on how it looks.
Look, it'll depend on what it is. Masters was gutters today because we can't, they're masters, and then we just spoke, some of them are in their 80s. Yeah. So when we're talking about opens, I mean, there's going to be Olympic competitors and national champions here, so we'll see most of the races will be behind the back bank, so that's traditionally an Australian championship distance. So what we've been tracking the weather. I mean, it's not new to us. We've been tracking it for over a week. We've got a team that sits behind us, that's all they do, just analysing. We've been talking to the bureau. We've got QPS here, Water Police here, so we've been monitoring it, and we just see, well, there's not going to be any letting out of conditions the next 24 hours. So we've just got to sort of ride that hump for the next 24 hours. So that's why we've done a few changes. Then Thursday onwards through to the weekend, we're going to see what we would see at conditions, what Kira normally brings. And some will probably complain it's going to be too flat, but we just got to ride out the next 24 hours into Thursday. Then it should be guns blazing across the beach.
I was going to wait until after the show to complain about a lack of waves. No, genuinely, congratulations on making an early call as well, because that seems to be the feedback from around the beach, is that we just don't want to waste time on the sand.
Oh, yeah, and I think we've gone through the days where everyone rocks up every day and there's a decision made, and what are we going to do? We've made the decisions. I think the organisation and the membership will agree with it. I mean, we've just got to move forward with it. So, and we involve coaching panels and athlete panels. There's a lot to get into that, and we've been dealing with that in the last few days. And just after lunch today, we've made those decisions, and we'll continue to monitor those conditions and ensure, and including the boats. They're part of that process as well, and a few changes there are happening. We've got the Masters. We're looking at Bullingit tomorrow morning. We've got a window of about 3 hours for boats, so we're going to try and do that. Then, fingers crossed, the boats will be back at Tugun when the big players, the reserves and the opens, and all come out to play. And they've got 4 days of solid racing up there, so that'll be, spectacular. And we've got to sort of think as well. This is the Australian titles. These people have trained years to get to this, so we've got to sort of give them the best conditions we can. So, yeah.
Absolutely. There's
We're
always
ready to
something in
go.
Aussies, isn't there? That's for
Exactly.
sure. I do want to ask
Yeah,
as well
exactly.
before we let you go, JB, competition chair. How excited are you to see the Opens get underway too? It was an incredible weekend of youth competition, and the Masters have had the time of their life out there as well.
Oh, look, when you look back to last Saturday, Sunday, we missed it last year because of the conditions. The youth, that's the nursery of where we look for the next alley day or whatever it may be. So, they were solid. And there's some great racing. And how close that racing was.
Oh, it's
and
unreal.
in some good conditions as well. So, then the Masters, the legends, well, they've had 2 days to themselves on the beach. There'll be some stories probably told in the bar tonight, but they've got their bragging rights for 12 months, and they'll be back next week training for next year already, the Masters, knowing
And
them.
that is what it is all about as well. Thank you very much for your time and
No,
explaining
thank
that
you.
this afternoon, JB. You mentioned the next Alley Day. Well, there is only one, the Alley Day, and this is his last Aussies as well. It is going to be a huge week of celebrating Ali, and also a huge week of just seeing him get on the line for one final time. And before it gets all underway, we had the chance to catch up with him a little bit earlier this afternoon. The tents are set up, the arenas are set. This is your last ever Aussies. Is that sunk in yet?
No, they probably only started sinking in as I was driving down. You got the Andy, my 2-year-old, in the back seat, not shedding a tear. Got Olivia Dean on the radio, and on my Spotify, and you start going, wow. I still remember, getting on the plane for the first time coming to Aussies back in 05. I got to watch Crystal and Nathan win the Ironman that day, Ironman and Ironwoman that day, and then as I said, you flash forward. It's 2026. It's my last Aussies, obviously, as an open competitor. It's just such a great sport. It is surreal that it is my last one. It's sad now that it's coming so quick. At least at the start of the year, I had the Gold, the World Ocean Series, the Iron Series, our states, and you're thinking Aussies is so much further down the track. I'm done in 5 days. So it's a bit sad, mate, but also exciting too.
I wanted to ask you about that. You've already experienced it with the Coolangatta Gold and also with the Shaw and Partners Iron Series as well. But does the Australian titles feel different?
It does feel different. I think it's just bigger. There's so much history behind Aussies. You see all of your mates. You see the Masters. You see the youth coming through. Everyone from our surf club in particular, Surfers Paradise, will be down here on Sunday. It's just something. It's hard to describe and you'd understand it, mate. With Aussies, it's just bigger. It's more special. It's more prestigious. I'm not saying it's better than the Coolangatta Gold or the Iron Series, but in my eyes, it's a totally different beast. So it makes it, somewhat probably more, not emotional, but just like it's just the perfect way to finish. Imagine finishing on the Iron Series or the Coolangatta Gold. I think Aussies is the best way for me to walk out.
And I can understand why you feel that way as well. A boy from Marilla coming up to race on the biggest stage for the first time. What is your early memories like of racing at Aussies?
Mate, my first memories of Aussies, as I said, getting on the plane for the first time. My first memories was, oh my God, how good's the water? It's so warm. I was more worried about going for a surf on my surfboard and surfing snapper. Thinking about how good the competition was. I didn't make it out of any heats. Basically, maybe made some quarterfinals. So that's a memory. And I think that core memory was, seeing Nathan and Crystal win on that Sunday. It was huge. Like grandstands on the beach. The surf was massive. Big TV screens. It was just huge. And I remember everyone celebrating at the back there at Karawa Park, the pig pen. I remember guys pushing trolleys and drinking beers by the trailers, and I was thinking, geez, this is not that I was into drinking at that stage, mate, but just thinking, how good's this sport?
But that is what differentiates Aussies from everything else, is that you've got surf lifesavers from all parts of the countries too, of all abilities, and that's where you get to meet everyone in the sport. I know that's something that you enjoy so much about it.
I think that's the thing I'm most proud of, to be honest. And I went through a period of time there when I was going through high school, and I'd go away to Aussies and almost stop doing the sport because everyone was like, why would you do surf life saving? You got to go swimming, you got to do this, you got to get on the wind, you got to get on the cold water in the winter on your ski and paddle a kayak. And I look back now and I'm really proud to be like an Ironman. More importantly, I'm proud to be, have been brought up in a surf life saving community, the environment. And the years I've known you. And I think of the next name I think of is someone like Mitchell Trim, you know what I mean? I grew up with him, and Kendrick and Whitey and Jackson Maynard. There's so many names that you can walk a metre along the beach and you can have a conversation with that person. So we're not NRL, we're not AFL, nor do I want to be in that sport. This is my sport, and this is something I'm, like, as I said, so proud of. And that's the thing you're never going to miss, because you're always going to be involved with it. I can walk onto any beach, anytime, anywhere in Australia, and I'll know someone. And I think that's pretty special.
What has Aussies always meant to you as well, Al? Because the Coolangatta Gold, it's a long race, you can work your way into it. The Iron Series, you get the race over the course of the summer as well, but Aussies, you get one shot at trying to achieve the ultimate glory. And I know that's something you were pursuing for a long time, and it wasn't until these more recent years when you did dominate the Aussies as well. I can imagine that that's something that you've always had your eye on.
I think, like, when you're coming through as an Ironman, you tick the Iron Series, you tick the Coolangatta Gold, which was my first major. You know, I was lucky enough to tick a Worlds off in 2018, but could never tick an Aussies off. I nearly won one here. The year Cam Cole won, we're all on that wave. I was leading that race.
So close.
You know, I've had a couple of good races with Shannon here, but was never good enough racing against him and Kai and Hugh Doherty and even Pooley. I shared a couple of podiums here. It wasn't until basically Shannon retired and I sort of started to understand what he was doing in a way. So it's very special to win that race. I think it's one of the most. It's probably one of the best feelings in the world. Not winning the race, but that night, that at the club, at the Engine after party, walking off the beach that day going, I'm the best Ironman in the country, and I just got to do it in front of a massive crowd. So it's hard. You've got to be the best guy at 12 to 15 minutes. You don't get to pick the order. You got to get through the heats, the quarters, the rounds, the semis. You got to stay injury free. You got to stay healthy. You got to stay safe in all those rounds, and somehow get to Sunday to have the composure to put your foot on the start line and do one Ironman as best you can. And I think from what I've learned over the years, it's just a processing, and I'm very experienced now, but I'm a realist too. There's some really good guys coming through this year, and it's going to be a bloody red hot race.
What's it like in the arena for not only an open iron final, but even for those who haven't experienced it, an open taplin as well?
Best. It's the best. It is one of the best feelings in the world. It's like one of the worst, but as soon as they call you through and people around, they bring the barriers out on finals day, they're playing the music, they're reading your name out, all of a sudden you feel like you're on the MCG, but you're not. You're obviously just on the beach. But it's the best. The taplin and ski relays, the testosterone that flies around in a ski relay is the best. There's so many swear words and everything like that. You just want to be in it. You want to be obviously in it. Obviously, it's a bonus if you're up the front. You want to get, as crazy as it sounds, you want to be tagged first. You know what I mean? You want to be in that thing. And I think, as I said, that's the same for every individual, and it's probably even better, I think, for the team, particularly the taplin. You know how good it is, mate. Imagine winning one. Like, I couldn't imagine how good that is.
That is the feeling that keeps me going around the cairns, that is for sure. Our 4 Australian Open Ironman titles as well. That is a very esteemed company in the sport to have won so many. Talk to me about your mentality to try and win a 5th as well, because at every stage across the course of the season, the narrative has always been, this is Allyday's last goal, this is Allyday's last Shaw and Punters Iron Series as well. Are you feeling the same thoughts coming into Aussies?
Oh, yes and no. I think, I've been very good at compartmentalising how I've, approached certain events over the years, and I've sort of waited to the last minute to really turn my attention to it. And I think that's more of a process-based mindset, and I've done that with the Gold this year. I did it with the Iron Series this year, and I've only really started thinking about Aussies, like, literally as I drove down here today, and I think that's a good thing. So, of course, I want to win a 5th, but I'm going to have the same mindset of what I came into this year, and that's trying to enjoy myself, soak it all in, but at the same time, I've got that, that ruthless killer attitude as well, where, I haven't trained my backside off over the last, 12 months or 20 years to just be happy. So whatever happens on Sunday or whatever happens tomorrow or throughout the week is basically part of my story, but I've done everything I can. I've left no stone unturned until now, and I'll have that same attitude, mate. So I'm ready to go and meet the moment.
I want to ask you about the Shaw and Punters Iron Series as well, because that was one of the most extraordinary things that I've ever seen in sport. The atmosphere on the beach.
I've got to give you a good hug, mate.
It was unbelievable. Even I found myself swept up in the emotion as well. How did you ride that roller coaster throughout that week as well? Because Here at Aussies, yeah, people are going to be talking about your last ever race, but there's 7,000 competitors.
Yeah, it's not all about me.
The Iron Series, there was
Yeah.
12 on the final day as well, and a lot of the people on the beach were there just to see you, and yet it all came together.
It was so fitting, right? And I don't want to answer too long, but basically it was like, that is my home beach on the Gold Coast, so it's where I've spent so much of my time. I trained there on that spot on a Tuesday and Friday on my own. Going into the Saturday, it was like, just qualify yourself for the Sunday. When I got to the Sunday, it was like, just get yourself in the final 8. And then my goal was basically, obviously to try win, but it was more just, at least I can finish that last race and I can wave to the crowd, whatever I've come in and really sort of soak it up. But where the moment came through, like, you know, I got out on the, what was it, the ski, fin got hit, and I thought, oh my God, there must be something, you know, I believe in a higher power, whether it's God, the universe, whatever, and that person was, you know, smiling down on me that day. And I don't think it's any coincidence. Like, I knew I'd done the work, but for it to happen like that, to happen on my home beach, have all my mates there, and like you said, I know it sounds a bit cocky, but I've just felt like everyone was cheering for me. I even felt the boys that I lined up with, the 7 guys, they sort of maybe dropped their guard a little bit and were like, hey, not let me win, but they were almost like,
It's hard not to get swept up.
They wanted me to go well, and you know, I've never really experienced that for me, and you know, I don't know if I've seen it many times on the beach before.
You know what? I'll actually give a little bit more insight into that. And now that is because of how much the beach loves you and the
cheers,
respect
mate.
that
Thank
everybody
you.
in the surf sports community has for you as well. And you know, you go back to the early days. That's why there was a Facebook page, We Love Ali Day. It's why you still see the signs getting held up around the beach as well. But with that in mind, being so adored by the surf sports community, I can imagine that a week like this as well, it can be a bit of a challenge because everybody who walks past, we're seeing it this afternoon with everyone that's walking past as well, wants to give you their best wishes because everyone has an Ali story.
Yeah.
How do you balance that in a week like this?
Yeah, I've definitely gotten better at over time with it. I think, you know, 5 years ago, I was, I'm going to stop and talk to everyone along the beach, and I'll do that now because it's my last one. But just, you know, being able to, I guess, set time aside, be on time, be appropriate. Zane Hamill's been really good over the years, and so's Kel, but you know, I came through the sport as a young kid, and I had guys like the guys from Evoca, like Gordo and Hamo, and I had, you know, Hendo from Freshwater, the ski paddle. I had all these guys, even like Hugh Doherty and Sam Hamilton. I don't know, there's so many guys that I sort of looked up to, and they were respected, and they were sort of gentlemen of the sport. And you know, not that I've wanted to be that person, but I saw the way they sort of carried themselves on the beach. And you're a great example now, Sam, as well. Same with Mitchell Trim, and you know, I want to be a gutsy competitor, a guy that's never given up, that goes after everything, but at the same time too, I want to be a guy that's given back and inspired and sort of help that next generation, and you know, not being a dickhead about it. So that's been my other goal as well.
Do you realise that you've achieved that as you look back on your career now? How proud are you of everything that you've done in the sport?
Yeah, that's, you know, obviously so proud of the things that I've done. If you had to ask that 15-year-old, 14-year-old that jumped off the plane that day, hey mate, you're gonna do all these things, I wouldn't have believed you. And I think more importantly, like, to be, you know, universally, I think, loved by people on the beach. And you know, I saw it at the Iron Series, and I can feel it already when I'm down here. People want to come chat to me and give me their time, and that's something I'm going to bloody miss next year, mate, when I'm potentially lining up for the Masters. But at the same time, there's that beautiful thing in surf life saving, where you get to come down and you see all your mates. It's the best. It's the best, mate. It's the best sport. Not to be biased, but I just think, yeah, it's incredible.
I'd hate to be lining up against you in the Masters next year.
Mate, I'll go easy. I promise I'll go easy.
Well, Ali, I'm so glad we get one
Appreciate
more
it, mate.
Aussies to get to watch you go around in the Open Ironman. We cannot wait to see you, mate. All the best.
No, you're a legend, mate. Thank you.
He truly is one of a kind. Ali Day, the 4-time Open Ironman champion. I actually start to feel a little bit nostalgic, a little bit emotional about that. It actually has been a season of farewells for Ali, hasn't it? But Aussies is it. This is the one where all roads lead to as well. So yeah, we can't wait to see Ali over the course of the week. And it was great to have JB on here as well, explaining those changes in the forecast too. I think there's going to be some pretty excited and maybe a little bit nervous board paddlers out of a big day tomorrow, and some pretty relaxed ski paddlers too, right? And not having to go around the cans.
And that's it. I spoke to a couple of Open guys warming up today. Big programs, 90s backing up for Opens. It's going to be absolutely huge. And like you said, boards through to finals, board relays, surf races, surf teams. It is going to be epic.
Yeah.
Long day.
Yeah, we cannot wait to bring this season to a close. We have a big announcement on afternoons at the Aussies as well today. Yeah, they're starting to trust us with a few little things there. Harold, take a sip of water because this is a really big one. To start next season's competition will be the Shore and Partners Coolangatta Gold. That is Gee, such a big event. It only seems to be getting bigger and bigger as well. And today on the show, we can reveal those dates, which are, drum roll, October 17th and 18th next year. Write that down. Start thinking about those teams too, because that's always a great way to start the year as well, is get everyone together and get ready for the Cooley Gold. Jen, I know you're a huge fan of the race and seeing it go around. You must be excited to see that one next year too. But mind you, a goal without Ali Day. I guess we're starting a new chapter in the sport as well.
Yeah, I'm not ready for a season without Ali Day just yet. I'm not emotionally prepared for what is going to come next. But the Coolangatta Gold, you know, we talk about Aussies being united, inspired and iconic. Exactly the same for the Gold. And I love that we've got the dates early. It's been such a long season already. Corey Taylor actually put on his Instagram, it's been a 42-week season
believe that. Crazy.
of training for him. And I just can't understand not only how they do so much training, but how they stay healthy, how they stay fit, and how they stay focused. So if you know those dates now for the Coolangatta Gold, take a break on Monday, but sit down, make a plan, put it in your diary, because we would love to see you there.
That was one thing Ali actually said in that interview that I really liked, was that at this part of the year, everyone's got something. Everyone's had something coming into Aussie, so it's all about just putting your best foot on the line and moving forward as well. And we've certainly been seeing that too from competitors all around the country. This is a shout out, all right, for everyone watching. We want more social media activity. There is an official Aussies hashtag. It is hashtag Aussies 2026. Harold, I know that you're going to be driving this social content.
I can't do it myself, guys. We need some help. So share your stories. Post as much as possible. Spam, spam, spam. Hashtag Aussies 2026.
I like it. It's pretty straightforward as well.
It's fun.
We have been seeing a little bit of content online too. For the rest of the week, we are going to be pulling a few of our favourite posts and showing them on afternoons at the Aussies as well, which is going to be lots of fun too. There was something that Surf Life Saving Australia posted yesterday too, which caught my eye. It was the mascot from the Seattle Seahawks, the NFL champion, down on the beach. There was no trophy, but I tell you what, the Seahawk was pretty keen to get involved and throwing itself around on the sand.
How do you get that role?
It had your energy.
100% it would be. Just to see you running around, hilarious.
Of course, it is a real Seahawk as well, but I'm told that, you know, there is one Seahawk only that travels the world and gets to do these opportunities as well. So great to have the Super Bowl champions down on our sand too, and we look forward to plenty of that over the next few days as well. Guys, we've been now here for a few days. We've been soaking up the atmosphere. One to leave on too, the energy, the fan zone, the merch zone as well. We're kitted out in our merch. You can get that in front of North Kira Surf Life Saving Club as well. The range is really nice this year. I'm excited. Like I've said it a few times that it has that Christmas Eve kind of feeling to it, and it really does. The Aussies gets underway tomorrow for the Opens. I can hardly believe it.
Absolutely, and I've seen a few posts today that start with "'twas the night before," and just seeing all week, like last big iron session, last swim session, last, you know, Ali Day's last iron session. I love that we get to have this countdown into Aussies, and now it's here. It's only one more sleep, Harold. I don't know how you're going to get to sleep tonight, but do your best, because tomorrow it all kicks off.
I don't think you are. But we are going to have to, because we're on early. The live stream is up from 8 a.m. local time tomorrow morning. All of those surf events are going to be in action. We cannot wait to bring you those in what is going to be a really big day. I bought some eucalyptus drops today as well. I'm going to rest up.
That's a secret, is it?
That's exactly right. Well, I don't know if it's going to help the racing or the commentary, but one of the two. Either way, we are going to find out tomorrow when the Opens competition gets underway here at the Aussies for 2026. Thank you so much for joining us on, well, the second ever episode of Afternoons at the Aussies, but we will be back at this time each day from now until Saturday as well, when we will be counting down and handing out Australian titles. Jenny, Harold, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you tomorrow on Afternoons at the Aussies.